Just wanted to drop a quick video for you guys today addressing a question that I get all the time. People ask me, Florida Maquis, isn't Florida overpopulated? It doesn't seem like it's a very big state, but there are 22 million people there. I think your governor's doing a great job, but it just seems too overpopulated. I like to live out in the country. Too many people, I just can't handle that. Well, I understand how it looks, but the vast majority of Florida isn't like what you see in Miami or St. Petersburg or Jacksonville. The vast majority of Florida is very rural. In fact, I have proof for this earlier today. Right behind my house, and I live in an average suburban neighborhood, I caught footage of a huge, what I believe is a broad-wing hawk, just chilling out on a branch. Seems to have gotten himself some furry little critter and is having himself a lunch. Now, this is right behind the house, and I'm not unique. Many people have caught footage of things like hawks and bobcats, and of course, everybody knows all the video of the gators, but all sorts of wildlife everywhere. Very quiet at night, very peaceful. So it's not like what you see on TV. It's not like what you see in the news. Most of the news goes to the major cities where there are a lot of people, but that doesn't represent most of Florida. This is what represents most of Florida, the values of Governor DeSantis. But still, some ask, well, that's great, Florida Maquis, but he's got to run for re-election next year, and then after that, he's term limited out. What's going to happen after that? Can you still talk about being a new free republic then? Well, yes, I can. In 2 words. Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez. People have said, well, Florida, I think that statement of being a free republic is just an overstatement. You're just another state, just like the rest of us. It's not like you can go negotiate trade deals with... Wait, what? Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez highlights success of trade mission to Colombia. Tallahassee, Florida, you see, while everybody's paying attention to the governor, our lieutenant governor is doing the hard work of breaking away and becoming a new free republic. Today, Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez highlighted her trade mission to Colombia, which took place from November 18 to 21. Now, this is obviously an older article I'm reading from here. This is from 2019. So this started a long time ago. The mission delegation included over 50 representatives from small and medium-sized businesses across Florida. The export sales mission, organized by Enterprise Florida Incorporated, EFI, featured 19 Florida manufacturers and exporters that were matched with Colombian importers through the U.S. Embassy's Gold Key program. You see, this is how it starts. This is how it begins. We're doing trade deals with Colombia, doing trade deals with Brazil, doing trade deals with Mexico. And the way things are sitting right now in the world, I truly believe the leaders of every one of those countries would rather sit down with the government of the state of Florida than the person in D.C. But why don't we just listen to her and see what she has to say? Earlier today, she spoke at an event where the governor was talking about monoclonal antibodies. I did a live about it earlier from another location, but let's just listen in. She has a story to tell about, I believe, her mother, and I think it will give you an insight into what the future of Florida holds.
And I think that these are really positive stories. And so one of the stories is actually from our lieutenant governor's family. So she's going to come up here and talk about her mother.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you, Governor, and thank you to all of you that are here today. We are really proud of our administration's work, both on our vaccine deployment across the state, making sure that we prioritize seniors first. That was something that the governor took a bold approach in doing, and you've heard the numbers of our seniors being vaccinated. But as we know now, that vaccination doesn't necessarily prevent all COVID infections. So the governor has also gone around throughout the entirety of the state highlighting the importance of these monoclonal antibodies. What we're seeing is that these monoclonal antibodies are preventing severe illness, they're reducing hospitalization, and quite frankly, they're saving lives. And as the governor mentioned, just recently, my 82-year-old aunt and my 85-year-old mother, both fully vaccinated, tested positive for COVID-19. My aunt has significant health issues, and so the doctor told me, do not wait, make sure she gets this treatment right away. And then shortly after, my mother tested positive, and so both of them, I saw how quickly they recovered and how we were able to stave off significant symptoms, hospitalizations, and again, for many individuals, this is a life-saving treatment. So we are proud of the work that our administration has been doing to make sure that Floridians throughout our state have access to this incredible treatment. We're proud that we have now 21 sites. If I know the governor, I would tell you we're not stopping there. We're going to make sure that everyone has access to this, and I think it's an important event today to make sure that we highlight the importance of education and awareness. And I think our legislators that are here are doing a great job touting it in their districts and their communities. But we understand that we have certain tools at our disposal. Number one, obviously the vaccinations. Number two, monoclonal antibodies. So we really urge Floridians to take note of the sites that are located close to them to make sure that they utilize this, because in the end, I've seen it firsthand. I think you're going to hear some really powerful stories of others that have seen it firsthand. This is indeed a game changer. So thank you, Governor.
Okay, Doctor?
Very intelligent, well-spoken, and informed Lieutenant Governor. I believe there you are looking at the future of Florida. Here's another event that she did where she was talking and answering questions about different things like the census, Second Amendment, immigration, glass ceilings, all this. I'll give you the links and you can listen for yourself. It's not like it hasn't happened in the past. What you're looking at here is a map from April 20th, 1869. A place called the Republic of Florida that went all the way through the southern parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and parts of Georgia. We can govern ourselves. It's not unique to Florida, but right now, Florida seems to be the only one doing the hard work of moving in that direction. I would like to encourage other states to do so, de facto. Because any government, federal government like this, that is so corrupt that they would consider doing what they've done, they would never acknowledge a meeting of the states, so to speak, that would get together and do any 10th Amendment thing, or they just wouldn't acknowledge it. They would ignore it. They've bought off the judges. You just have to go forward in self-governance. But speaking of, at night, I'm sure many of you are aware that, pardon me, I stream live on Twitch. And the last couple of nights, we have been playing a game called Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 4. It takes place in the 1700s in the West Indies, which is everywhere from South Florida to the very northern tip of South America, the Caribbean Sea, Cuba, Jamaica, the Bahamas. And it really is an amazing dive into history about where true freedom and true liberty got its roots in the Western Hemisphere. And it wasn't the Pilgrims that arrived in 1620. That idea had been going on here a lot longer than that, with the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Dutch, the English to some extent. The Italians were here. Everybody was here. It was a new place. And here's some video of the gameplay. It's absolutely spectacular. The scenery, you're a pirate. You have a small ship, a small crew. Unlike other iterations of this particular game, you really have to watch what you're doing because you're not overpowered, so to speak, in the game. You can be killed very easily. So you have to work as a team. You have to work to gather resources. There's hunting. There's crafting. The ship aspect of it, what you're seeing right here, and the battles that you do with the ship, the detail on it is absolutely incredible. It is a lot of fun, and it's historically accurate and correct for what really caused freedom and liberty to blossom in the Western Hemisphere. It started a lot farther back than we think. People talk about the revolution and people talk about fighting against King George. Well, there were all sorts of people from all nations in Europe fighting against the ideas of kings and queens. And that had been going on here for hundreds of years. This is generally the game map. Here's Cuba. It's not technically perfectly correct, but you're kind of looking at the Yucatan, Jamaica. The three main cities are Kingston, Nassau, and Havana in Cuba. And that's kind of where you start off at. So anyway, the new Free Republic of Florida is a real thing. It is a real thing. And let me see if I can refresh this real quick. There we go. This is the reality of Florida, at least where I live. So I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see everyone tonight around 10:30 on Twitch.